that. Hello?
It works. Woo!
All right. Yeah, we'll go audio here. Audio device. Also disabled. That one is there. Okay. I think you should be able to. It should be working, Alita.
Alrighty. What do you guys see? And Tula, I'm gonna do another test real quickly. Okay. So tell me if you hear anything. Fly me to the moon. Stop laughing. Shut up. and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on a Jupiter and Mars. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Alita.
Oh, thanks, Dad. They can't hear me. Hooray!
You have volume. So you should be going. You should be good.
All right, so I'm in, right?
I'm
asking you guys right now.
It's a little quiet, but other than that, you're good.
I can fix that. One sec.
And there's definitely a delay, like for sure. Like I'm only just hearing what you were like saying, like.
Right.
I did warn you about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
YouTube said there's a 20-second delay.
Fun.
Oh my god, I can hear my own voice going through it.
That's why I asked you guys to mute the stream from your ends, so then you wouldn't have that.
Yeah, you guys are having fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
All right.
So am I a little louder now?
Frick pressure!
Am I a little louder now?
Yeah, you're definitely way louder.
Alrighty. Hey Justice, are you there?
Yeah.
Shall we play the game?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we're good.
it's just-
Let's
it's
go.
too
Dad, Mom,
Hey.
quiet on set.
All right. If you need me, I'll be downstairs.
Alrighty.
Hi. Bye,
Full
girls.
screen.
Alrighty. Welcome to the stream. We finally got it working. Yeah. Today I'm joined by my friends, and let's see where the heck this goes.
No, we need to practice before we do this next time.
Yes, we need to actually do. It's like when we set up a date, me and Dad actually have to do little pieces of work to get stuff ready before and after, not 2 days before. Alright.
Next time, hopefully I don't get sick again.
Well, you'll be better by then.
What?
Alright.
Okay, let's get started.
8:59 p.m. You stretched in your seat in the process of getting ready for a match of Hypixel with your friends when you've gotten a notification on your phone. It was an alert from Twitch. Your favorite streamers are online. You finish setting up and proceed to wait for your friends in the lobby. Thinking that they are taking quite a long while, you decide to put the stream up on your phone. Wow, great graphic. Whee! Alright, now we get to play roles. Do any of you care to play a character?
I can play it. Chill. Like, you expect me to know how to read.
Well, not right now. No, you're sick. Tula, do you care to read a character? And if so, who?
I mean, there's the delay, but yeah.
If so, who? Who? Our main characters are Dream,
if I'm gonna
and
read a
George, and
character-
Sapnap. Which one?
I'll go to read George.
Alrighty. I'll take the other two. I'll take the other two.
George.
I'll take the other two. Oh God. I'll take the other two till Justice is all better and she can pick whoever. Hi, hello, welcome to.
Oh my god, I scrolled down and I immediately saw I interviewed animals with a tiny mic again.
Oh God. I have no idea what's happening over there. Anyway, hi, hello, welcome to the stream, guys. I'm here with George and Sapnap. Say hi. TT?
It isn't there yet.
Ah, right, delay. Ah, this is great.
I have to wait a second.
I hate this.
Hi!
Hello! We'll be doing another Minecraft challenge for this stream. This challenge we coded so that suddenly their voices begin to fade out as your eyelids started to feel heavy. You try to fight against the urge to shut your eyes, but it was proven futile as you felt your body fall back from your seat, completely blacking out. Great!
Oh no! Oh no!
Did I hear a belch?
Probably. Anyway, thud. You let out a groan as you felt your back collide with the ground. You assumed that you had landed on your apartment floor until you heard 3 different voices come from above you. I added a word there. That was a...
Go out of context, you know?
Fud. Just fud.
That was a really harsh fall. Are you guys okay? I don't know, Dream. Why don't you try landing a 140 block fall with no MOG? Dream? That name sounded familiar. That sound effect ringing in your ear was just as familiar too. Great, we actually hear the music. That totally makes this better.
Yeah, level up and hear more things.
You begin to stir awake and attempt to open your eyes. And then I have to wait for Tula.
It's still on the part where it says.
I know, I have it on the
Sounds
TV.
familiar.
I have it on the TV.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
Stir awake and attempt to open your eyes. And, wait, guys, shh, they're waking up, I think. I'll read it out on time, I guess.
You were met with 3 familiar faces looking down at you in concern. Hey, are you okay? Here, let me help you up.
You guys are doing great.
I know,
Guys are fun.
we are completely not trying whatsoever. And I'm gonna wait for a little bit. But,
Oh, here we go. You're met with 3 familiar faces looking down at you in concern.
hey, are you okay? Here, let me help
Let me
you.
help you up. You are brought to
We're
your feet
just
by the tall
dumb.
male in front of you, your arms immediately flailing about as you try to regain your balance.
You begin to pat the dirt off. I can't read. You begin to pat the dirt off your pants as you come to realization that you were.
You have to wake up to a world of blocks.
Yes, very creepy. You mean to the realization that you were surrounded by 3 of your favorite content creators. Oh, whatever shall we do? You're probably so confused right now.
You then begin to pat the dirt off your pants as you come to the realization that you were surrounded by 3 of your favorite content creators.
This is gonna be weird in playback.
Totally fucking bizarre.
I read it out you read it out real time. I read it out the way the stream is going real time.
Yeah, but then we have double, so who should actually read?
You're probably so confused right now.
Yup.
I go by Dream. What's yours? So I'm just gonna read. You guys just have to wait. I'm sorry.
Wait.
Alright. What's her name? Tula, I gave you time to think. Do you have a name?
The name.
Are we going for a girl name or a boy name?
Just go with Roman.
Roman? As in
All I
your...
thought from the name was Robin.
Roman.
Robin.
Roman. As in like Times New Roman.
But like Robin.
You introduced yourself. Oh, you guys are gonna be surprised when you see... Anyway, you introduced yourself. Dream grins. Robin! Nice to meet you. Yes, I went with the sick kid. We now go by Robin. Robin Lover 69.
My poor favorite name being lost in translation.
We shall now call your D&D character Robin. Do not test. Do not test me.
The art is so pretty.
I know.
For no reason.
It looks so good.
It's so fucking pretty.
It's like I'm pretty sure I stole the
You can see
jacket.
the sparkles in his hair.
Yes. Robin, nice to meet you. Dream was then...
Like,
Okay.
they just drew them pretty for why?
Because they draw them pretty. I looked up their YouTube channel.
Why not?
Why not? That's the question.
I mean, they're quite pretty in real life as well, too, so. Well, I mean, I can't say anything for Dream, but...
Faceless content
Uh,
creator.
shall I
Small bit of
continue?
his hair that we saw is quite pretty.
Shall I continue? Dream was then pushed over to the side by a brunette who really... I can't read!
Got a bandana tied around his forehead. He seemed to be a really energetic person.
Oh, I hate this. Hi there, Ramen. I'm Sapnap. I'm Sapnap. I'm definitely not trying at all with this voicing. Sapnap, you didn't have to shove me. You just weren't quick enough to move out of the way. You bashfully nodded and waved back to the two as they both began to bicker. You heard a sigh coming from your right and looked towards a shorter brunette. Okay, here's George, but Tula can't see him yet, so I'm gonna continue. Sorry.
Only you could just share your screen.
Yeah, but this isn't Zoom. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm sharing my screen right now.
Yeah, but remember, you're coming through my phone. I can't actually, give you Discord in real time. We'll fix that next
Pull up
time.
your phone and use your camera.
I mean, I see Dream, but I see, George.
Oh, here we go. You bought yourself time.
I'm really sorry for these two. I'm really sorry for these two. This is all completely normal. why is George so pretty? Like, he is such a fucking pretty boy.
Yeah. I mean, technically,
I don't mean it in a bad way, of course, because, like, he hella pretty.
yeah. I guess
George in real life is hella pretty, too. It's just
I'm
like,
pretty sure it's gonna switch over in a second.
pretty.
Okay, next line.
I'm George. Pleasure to meet you, Ramen.
George then cleared his throat loudly enough for the other two to hear.
Here.
Should change in a second.
George then cleared his throat loudly enough for the other two to hear.
Come on, switch over. I really hate this delay. It's really, really obvious.
Yeah. It's even worse because the audio is in real time.
You're still listening to the audio. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, what's our plan now? Obviously, we're stuck in a Minecraft world, but we can't stay here forever.
Flustered. Oh, can we?
Themselves.
Flustered, Dream and Sapnap had fixed themselves and focused on the situation at hand. How do you
Just
think we
looking
can...
away with that, like, kind of frown on his face, like, yeah.
I shall steal their shading style. I swear it. How do you think we can get out of this? Any ideas? It seems that they have discussed this before you had arrived, confirming that everyone was from the real world and was not a bot built into the game's code. Seeing you fall from apparently 140 blocks high, they also served as enough evidence that you two are real to them. A moment of silence had passed for a while as all four of you tried to think of a solution. Free the end? Everyone turned to Dream. The what? The end. We find the stronghold, beat the Ender Dragon, and free the end. Just like how we usually do in our challenges. Just like how we usually do our challenges. And you guys are really far behind. I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna continue reading. And we're just gonna deal with it. I'm not sure if this will help us get back, but it's worth a try, right? But then this is us, Dream. But then this is us. That's Dream. Hate this. We're not our characters anymore. We're actual people stuck in their places. We can't just die and respawn. 0 hearts and we disappear. Did you try that out first? How do you know?
Virgin Jumanji just as a love simulator?
Yes! I have a feeling.
Fucking Jumanji!
It's an isekai! It's a Minecraft isekai! It's a Minecraft isekai harem! Welcome to anime! Yeah, but how do you know this? Have you tried it out for yourself?
Yeah, because that's a reassuring thing to talk about. Hey, have you ever tried killing yourself?
Great! How are you so sure about that? Exactly! We don't know if that's true. Sapnap, out of the blue, proceeds to punch George. A glimpse of George's health had appeared on top of his head for a split second as his last heart split in half. Dream's face faltered at this. Of all people, Sapnap, you really had to choose? So if we're going to finish this game, we all have to be careful. You nodded along, gazing up to see that you had half of your entire health bar due to your fall earlier. Great.
Be careful.
It's hardcore mode with very dire consequences.
Fabulous.
Alright.
Died.
Alright. Then let's split up since it's almost nighttime. Great, we need to build a house. Get punching. I'll go mine for ores. George, you go get us as many wood as you can. Odd sentence.
Wait. Can they still like punch trees even if they're pretty boys?
I hope so. I hope so, or we're dead.
If they've got skinny little arms, like especially George, like with his little twink arms, can he actually still punch a tree? Since he doesn't look like an actual Minecraft character, he looks like a person
I don't know, that's a good
in
question.
the Minecraft world.
Let's hope so, or we're dead. Sapnap,
Find an at.
Sapnap, find us a proper place to reside in for now. And they're gone. We never see them again.
Go find a cave.
We never see them again. It's like it's like in a second, it just snaps to black. It just snaps to black. Good night, everybody. We win.
Later, simple death.
Yeah, great. As three of them went to their separate ways, you were left on your own. You wanted to help out too, so you decided to. Okay, now it's our first choice, and I have to wait up for you guys. Do 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 do.
Completely out of sync. No harmony at all.
It is for me. Oh yay, you're finally here. So this is where we decide our route.
Get wood or wander around. That's the question.
This is where we decide our route. Do we want to do George first or try for Sapnap or Dream? I'm assuming that there's another George.
George.
Alright, we're going for George.
George.
Listen, professionals.
Romance or friendship? Because apparently those are two different endings.
Romantic.
Great, we get to flirt.
That's the George.
Oh, you're testing me right now. This is why I hate dating sims.
Do it.
I don't like dating sims, and this is why. I hate you. Anyway, you decided to walk.
Your idea.
Yes, I know. You decide to walk towards the path George had taken, one leading deeper into the forest biome. Roman! So you decided to catch up with me. You nodded as he went to the opposite side of the tree he was getting materials from, starting to break it down. So yes, we can punch, thankfully. I'm so glad you went with me. This way we can get more supplies a lot faster. You smile at him.
We can get more supplies a lot faster. Fuck you, George.
You go from let's flirt to beep you.
No, you still gotta romance him. You still gotta romance him.
And I'm just enjoying your reactions.
Anyway, we can get more supplies a lot faster.
Okay, shush. It's okay. It's okay, the pretty boy can't hurt you.
The pretty boy doesn't exist.
Just shush.
He's a fictional character at the moment.
Kinda.
Just shush, and I'm gonna read more. Shush. You smiled at him as he went to another tree to gather more materials. After a bit of silence passed between you two, George spoke up once more. So, you play Minecraft. I'm pretty sure you know a lot you know of us. Is there anything you would like to do in particular that got you into it? All right, so we have 3 options. I'm quite interested in coding, actually. I just happen to like the game. Or let's focus on getting more wood.
Coding.
All right. You haven't exactly had any experience doing it per se, but you would like to tackle it someday. And Minecraft seemed like a good start for you. A blank slate for different mods you can create. And it's another CG, which I had to wait for you. Do 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 do.
My screen's like a couple seconds ahead of Tula's.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey Tula,
See, like,
can you check the bar, see if it says live and not a number? Anyway, we're here at the CG. Coding, huh? Cool. Maybe once we're out, I can try teaching you the basics. I know quite a lot about it. You chose it right, Tula. Hearing him sound so excited, it makes you look forward to getting out of here together even more. You bit your lip in an attempt to fight the flush that had tried to rise to your cheeks.
what type of laugh is that? They're like sinister.
It's like the cute kind of sinister where it doesn't come out properly.
Leave me alone.
There you go. Once you feel like the amount of materials you've gotten was enough, you peer back to see George waiting for you to finish up. That's it. Can't read. Let's head back. Let's head back, yeah? You nodded as you both make your way back when Sapnap called out. Guys, I found a ruined portal. The both of you
chances that stumbling upon a ruined portal right when you join into a world.
I'm sure that's really rare. I swear. Here, I don't know exactly since I haven't played Minecraft in 2 years, but
Jesus!
You haven't played Minecraft in that long?
I
I was playing Minecraft yesterday.
yeah, but I mean like an actual world. I've played a couple mini games here and there with Tula now and then, but I haven't actually played.
Shoot.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, it's been a while.
I guess you're not a real one then.
I was thinking that eventually eventually after we get the streaming thing like figured out down pat to where we rarely have problems, we could play a map together, like diversity, so I could work my way through learning skills again.
That would be so fucking cool.
We can easily like friend each other on Minecraft and we can like figure it out. Like, okay, that got out of the way. Now we focus on streaming.
If anything, it would probably be easier to play Minecraft than to do this kind of stream.
Yeah, but we're kind of stuck doing this now.
Yeah, just future
We have to
references.
finish it. We have to finish at least George's romance route.
I'd like to actually finish.
Friend, please.
I'd like to actually finish the full game.
Yeah.
But I feel weird playing it by myself. That's why I roped you two in here.
Yeah, so we're irrelevant. We're just making our feelings.
You know I love to be roped into everything.
Anyway, let's actually get moving because I'm sure you're gonna be here for 40 more seconds. The both of your heads snapped towards the direction of where Sapnap's voice resonated and bounded over to his area. Ta-da! Nice find. As everyone reunited. As everyone reunited, they had huddled around the ruined portal. Dream and George had exchanged the materials they had obtained, successfully creating a crafting table. It wouldn't take that much. It only takes like one piece of wood, then it gets turned into planks, and then you turn those 4 planks into a crafting table. I really don't think you need to exchange. It's like, I know some basics still. I'm not that newbie, but I'm still a noob. Dream creates enough stone axes and pickaxes for everyone to be able to defend themselves when needed. George then stashes the crafting table in his inventory. Now, let's see what the chest has in store for us. He motions for Sapnap to take the lead. The brunette bounds over to the chest buried between the netherrack, opening the lockup to reveal the items locked in. Either the sentence is worded weird, or I can't read. One of the two, and I'm pretty sure it's the latter. Great loot. I'm not sure whether or not this is good on terms of can't speak it either. On terms of like what you can get in ruined portals, but I'm pretty sure that the things of note are the flint and steel, the obsidian, and the apple. The rest I'm pretty sure is bleh, or at least meh. So, what do we got? A gapple. There's also a flint and steel, a few golden ingots, and an enchanted golden helmet, and some obsidian blocks. Sapnap then quickly sweeps a hand into the chest before anyone could speak up. I call dibs on the flint and steel. George rolls his eyes. George rolls his eyes before approaching the chest. Then I'll grab the helmet. Dream was the last to approach the chest, bringing out the 2 remaining items. He holds them both in his hands as if to weigh his choices. Here, Ramen. He tosses the golden apple to you. You glance at it for a second before looking back up towards the blonde. He simply smiles back at you. You need it more than I do. Besides, these will be handy later. You were about to speak up when the sound of groaning was heard all around you. I keep switching words. The 3 of you had lost track of time as night came upon all of you. Numerous mobs have begun to spawn. Oh no! Run! I'm not all that concerned.
It'll be fine.
They'll be fine. Guys, there's a village down there. There's a village down here. Find a 1-block hole. Find a 1-block hole. That's my marker. Wow, it's a great marker. A hole that can randomly spawn? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Upon hearing this, Dream had already sprinted ahead, leaving everyone else to follow his lead. As you all ran, you heard a yelp from somewhere behind you. Ah! George! George was wrestling with a zombie. Sapnap also turned his head around and immediately wielded his axe. As you looked behind the younger brunette, you spotted a creeper approaching his way. It's like, who do I choose? We're romancing this one. You were much closer to George. I couldn't even hear you. You were much closer to George, so you sprinted towards him whilst Sapnap turned around to the hissing of the mob behind him. You wielded your axe up and high before striking down a crit onto the zombie that had grabbed a hold of George. Doing it 3 more times, the mob then disappeared into smoke and a few orbs of EXP. George, seemingly out of breath, appreciates your help. Yay!
What? Am I the only one who's thinking that romancing any of them is a crime because we're shipping them together?
Yes, this is why I'm a little weirded out.
I feel like doing this is a crime because you're just destroying all the ships.
Well, here we go. Toot toot. Thanks, Ramen. Drink. Ramen. Ramen. It's what we. Ramen. Say it however you want. It's a ramen.
Ramen is delicious, and so the sips will come after easier.
Dream turns around.
It's amazing.
Are you guys okay? All 3 of you nodded in response. Alright, then come on. We're almost there. You all hobbled over to the nearby village. Dream had shoved a random door open and ushered all of you inside, breaking any lever or button nearby the entrance to ensure that no other mob could get in. He really didn't have to, but it was better safe than sorry. Dream then sighed as everyone attempted to catch their breaths. Anyone hurt badly or anything? You, George.
Who says video games don't make you exercise?
Yes, we are definitely getting more than our gamer legs should. It's like, in reality, I'm probably one of the only gamers that would kind of have a fighting chance with the fact that every time I play a game, I have to stand up and I feel like I constantly move like I'm in it. My dad has told me that I actually jump when my character does in Splatoon. It's like, my dad has told me that I am hilarious because I actually jump in time with my Splatoon character and move around the space while I play.
Like, saying that, like, if it's, like, something super intense, so, like, I'm running away from something, I'll literally, like, be moving side to side.
Yes, exactly that. Exactly that, but all the time. And for every little motion.
Here's
I literally do the exact same thing, though. Like, whenever I'm playing Valorant, like, whenever, like, I turn my mouse to, like, turn the screen, I'll literally, like, turn my body with it.
Alright.
This time I was playing online survival game, and someone was hunting me down. So I turned so much in the game that I fell off my bench.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Yeah.
You, George, and Sapnap glanced at each other for a minute before shaking your heads all together. Dream sighs in relief before glancing at the iron golem doing its job to protect its village through the window. Well, it seems like we're in the library. Might as well make the most of our time here and rest up until daylight comes back. Dream and Sapnap nod at this. Time to go to sleep, or at least try to. We might as well test that function. Right? Here. Dream continued to... Dream continued to stay nearby the door, keeping watch of the mobs outside. Sapnap had decided to sit by the staircase to the upper floor of the library. George had already gone up to check out the many books on the shelves. You took this as a time to breathe and venture around. I want to know more about books, or I want to talk more about biomes. Which one do you think will be George?
Books.
Books, okay. You decided to head upstairs. You wanted to see what the library had in store for you. Hearing your footsteps approaching, George sees you standing at the top of the stairs. You're right. Robin.
I am just so naturally lucky.
Yes, you are. And
But you know.
Huh?
It's like you know.
Ah,
I don't know. That's the thing.
you're the one who watches these guys mostly.
I just thought their books seemed more like George, even.
Well, he did go up to look at the
George wanted to
books.
Talk about biomes. That seems like a Sapnap thing.
That is true. That is.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. This is why I have you here.
George, like, if you were to be like, Sapnap is biomes in George's books, and then you put it there and you don't know which is which, you just automatically know that George's book. I mean,
Ramen.
In real life, he's like a big bookworm. He's like a quiet kid.
Ramen. He smiles at you as he puts a book back on the shelf. You question him as to why he did that, as he seems quite interested in it. Oh, it was nothing really. You don't buy it one bit, but you let it slide. You stood
I
next
just
to him.
realized George's gloves are so fucking weird.
Whatever do you mean? They're leather.
But they what is the purpose of the straps? There's no buckles on the straps. They're just
That you can see.
circlets of leather. And
He's
they go
stuck in
up
this one
his
pose.
shirt.
He's stuck in this one pose.
Yeah, I think like if it was in real life, it would look pretty cool.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Sure. You stood next to him as you peer at the multiple books with enchantment table language engraved on their spines. And
Your fingers brush against the leather before George clears his throat.
okay, you're ready now, I guess. So, books. Do you like books too? Not really, they bore me. I enjoy reading a lot. It takes my mind off of some things.
Takes my mind off of some things.
Great.
Drama.
Yes, drama.
Drama.
Drama. A bunch of pain.
Trauma.
Past
Trauma.
memories. Past
Great.
memories. Those are fun.
For me, my dream though.
Your what? Yeah.
For me,
Okay. Some things take too much of a toll in the real world, so you turn to
Turn to the compiled pages and immerse yourself into it.
George nods along. Things can get out of hand, don't they? If you'd like, I'd give you some recommendations once we're out of here. Dream and Sapnap aren't exactly into
Please and
the
thank
genres I like, so maybe you'd like them. And I'm just,
Yes.
I can hear Tula slowly falling in love, slowly like falling in love or something. It's like just the instant response. I'm just enjoying this so much. This is hilarious. I love it.
Tula would be the type of person that would fall in love with a fictional character in a romance game.
Yep. I have seen her do it.
Multiple fictional characters in multiple romance games.
I have seen her do it. I have listened to her rants about her respondo of the day.
Yeah, like yesterday was Amajiki from My Hero Academia, and
Oh, God.
today it is Sejong from Missing Messenger.
You are some.
Okay,
Leave me
gonna break it up here before we get into an
I
argument.
may be arrow ace, but that does not mean I can't have comfort characters. Like, they're comfort characters, but with a little bit of spice.
So, okay, we can continue.
All right, shush. You smiled. You smiled at him, and he smiled back.
Smile?
God,
Hello.
I hate you. I hate you. Shush. I'm going to mute you. How do I mute you? How do I mute just specifically you? Hey, Justice, you made this call, right? You made this. Hey, Justice, you made this call, right? Can you specifically mute Tula?
I mean, I can try, but, like, I don't know if I can mute.
I could tell you.
Mute her! Mute her! Yay!
I mean, it's nice to have a sip around once in a while, especially if you're playing a game.
Yeah, but it... Oh, great, she's back. Guys! Sun's out. Sun's out. Let's go loot this place. Everyone assembled themselves nearby the entrance of the library. Main focus is to find more iron. If you guys found enough, craft a shield for each of you. I'll look for a furnace and smelt the ones I've mined. And I'll keep an eye out for more too. And look for food too. We'll be needing more of it later on. Everyone nods and heads off in various directions. You enter a nearby house to be greeted by a villager who stares at you for a moment before leaving the structure. You shook your head at the random encounter before climbing up the stairs to see his chest in the corner. Ooh, food. Opening it, you are greeted by 4 pieces of bread, 2 iron ingots, and an apple. Oh my god, lucky! We get everything we needed!
What the heck, Tallulah?
I have no idea what the beep that was, TT. And she's muted again.
She been muted. She just been using her spring.
But, I mean, look at this. It's like we have found the treasure trove because we found both the items we needed. Food and iron. We are lucky. So lucky. Smiling, you stash all of them into your inventory before heading out. You met up with Sapnap and George as they both emerged from the nearby house. George approaches you. He gives you a shield and an iron pickaxe to replace your stone one. You noted that he was able to make enough for everyone. Are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Alrighty. Turn around to the sound of
The
footsteps.
person you saw on the camera was my Faja, so.
Alright.
The one that I just saw its mouth? I'm sorry, I'm here for a live stream, not a dentist appointment.
This is just great.
Yeah, that was my papa.
Alrighty. Turn
My
around.
father, my dad.
Turn around to the sound of footsteps approaching. You see Dream returning with more iron and a bunch of buckets in his hands. George also made his way to the blonde, handing him his spare of the new iron assets. Dream nodded at him in thanks. Nice! Alright, Sapnap? How many obsidian blocks were in the chest? Sapnap ponders it for a bit. 2. I think there were 2.
Check the chat real quick.
Okay, one sec. What?
I'm not gonna say it out loud. You better not say it out loud either, because that would be sad.
You know you're tempting me, right? But, there aren't any cows here. I don't get your comment.
I bet Justice gets it.
Anyway, Dream glances over at the buckets he had with him and handed a few ore to George. All right, George, you go get water. I'll go ahead and get some lava, and I'll stay here and light the new portal up. You stay here and light the new portal up. Dream bounds off to the can't read. Dream bounds off to the opposite direction while George walks to the nearby brook. Sapnap walks down the path towards the ruined portal area. We follow George's course. You sped up a bit and caught up with George. He smiles at you as you both fall into step.
There's a lot of smiling in here, huh?
Huh?
Falling into step, huh? Are you sure you aren't falling into love?
Hey,
Your
you're
dumb jokes. Yeah. I swear, you're going to see this in real time eventually. I swear it to you, I promise. I will figure this out. And then you can actually comment in real time, I swear. As you both approach the small body of water... I entered this... Return? I do not want to save yet. As you approach the small body of water, George crouches...
George crouches down and scoops up enough water into the bucket.
Great, now she's reading it. You seem really easy to talk to, Ramen. Well, yes, I'm a bowl of ramen. What else? You cry, you talk your sorrows into as you cry.
Big yum.
Yes. How are you with your friends on your end? They're fine. They're a great bunch. They mean the world to me. Well, do we pretend that we don't have friends?
Other than you guys, I have, no friends. Other than, 2 other people.
Take a wild stab. You've been lucky tonight.
It's 2 other people. Are people we went to school with. Plus 1 person who's at my current school.
TT, you've been lucky tonight. Which one?
Yeah.
She's not gonna answer. Okay. I'm gonna say they're great.
To me.
You've hung out
They
with...
mean the world to me!
You didn't answer! You didn't answer!
I was trying, but I was muted and I couldn't unmute for a moment. I'm just gonna stop muting myself now.
Yes, stop
You're gonna hear
muting!
some weird shit, but...
Alright, I don't care! Just answer! You've hung out with your friends a lot. They make you laugh without having to try hard. Sometimes they even drag you into unnecessary trouble. You inwardly roll your eyes at the fond memories. Oh hey, like us. I dragged you in here.
Yeah, you did. You know, it's fun.
Great. George chuckles at this. Yeah, I get that too. They get...
I love people
They-
and I hate people.
Yep.
You guys are good people. You guys are people I like. I also like a couple other people, I guess.
No.
Then everybody else is bad.
You got me all wrong. I'm trash that you like.
Yeah, exactly. You are a people that I like. All people are trash. You happen to be a people that I like. So you are less trashy, in my opinion,
Yeah.
than people I have not met.
My heart.
I
Alrighty.
have not met a murderer, so you're
I'm-
definitely better than people I have not met.
I'm going to either deafen you or you guys will have to shut up for a moment so I can read. One of the two.
Ramen!
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 They'll get you into all sorts of situations, good and bad. But I guess what's important is that you're all there for each other. The amusement echoes out in his voice. You agree with his statement. Let's head back. You nodded before walking right behind him, following the path back towards the ruined portal. You guys got the stuff? Everyone raises their needed item, confirming that they all had what they needed. Dream smiles at this before beginning to call George to his side to help him complete the portal all together. Friendship. Yeah. You stood by the side as the three other members had grouped up. You stood by the side as the three other members had grouped up together to speed up the portal building process. Once they were all finished, Sapnap flicked the stone against his. I hate this. Sapnap flicked the stone in his possession and flared the new nether portal to life. We completely built another one instead of using the basically complete one or harvesting the basically complete one.
No, it's more difficult.
I'm just not gonna question it. Questioning it makes me hurt. I'm just not gonna question. I'm not gonna question the logic that these guys have.
We don't question anything. Or if you question,
You
will
hurt.
actually find out. You don't want to find out.
Bad writing. I mean, it's okay writing. That's the reason. The four of you grinned at the success of your first half of the plan. Sapnap then glances around to everyone else. So, is everyone ready? Dream points to George. Wear your helmet, George. Oh, yeah. George quickly applies the helmet and gave out a thumbs up. Yeah, I was not expecting the sprite to change, but that would have been cool. We're ready. Sapnap nods, and you all usher over to the line of blocks right before the portal. You inhale deeply and exhale slowly, and attempt to calm your nerves before entering the portal. You peer over to the side to see the other three doing the same. Dream then began to count. On three. On three. 1, 2, 3! As Sapnap shouted, all four of you had jumped into the portal at the same time. Alright, we're in. After feeling light for a split second as you thread through two different worlds, you feel gravity pulling you down as you entered a warmer surrounding. You decide to take a step down from the obsidian platform with the disorientation catching up to you. You had fallen onto your knees and clutched your head. Teleporting from one world to another isn't exactly as fun as it seemed. You think?
I'm sorry, were you expecting Star Trek type?
Were you expecting to come out unharmed? The other three had simultaneously groaned as they landed. Yeah, hopefully we're never doing this again. I second that. Shaking his head, Dream stood up and batted away at the netherrack dust that had gotten all over him from the fall. You and the other two had followed his lead and did the same. Dream gazes around the view of endlessly dripping lava, trying to let the scene sink in. The Nether. You can hear the dread in Dream's voice, and you were about to approach him about it before he turned around with a stern look on his face. Gather a bunch of netherrack. We'll need it. Gather a bunch of netherrack. We'll all need it. There we go. I keep skipping and switching words. This is fun.
Very.
Oh, you all nodded, and split off, and you bounded off to the side, creating a small strip mine to easily gather a big amount of nearby material. Should have got a drink before this. As you mined away, you heard a loud gasp echo from outside the cave. Guys! The fortress! It's right here! Wow, that was quick. That was quick! That was really quick. We have amazing luck.
A village right next to them, and now they have a fortress right when they go in the portal.
Nether buttress.
No.
They must have had an amazing fun value, I swear.
Right?
It's the Nether buttress.
Buttress, great. Great, TT, great. You raise your eyebrows in surprise. It was just near spawn? That's so lucky. You hurriedly mine a bit more netherrack before running outside.
Buttress, a projecting support of stone or brick built against a wall. It's a
The fact
buttress.
that they don't think
Catching up to Sapnap, who had evidently done the exact same. Doo-doo. Nice find, Gagi. George seemingly cringes at the nickname, but was cut off from reacting due to the fact that Dream had ruffled his hair. Here, everyone follows George's lead towards the structure. I keep trying to add words. As your group approaches the nether brick walls, everyone took turns in using their bundles of netherrack to maneuver up to an entrance. Why couldn't I read? I hate this. As you helped each other up the ledge, George gasps as a wither skeleton attacked him. He had managed to bring up his shield in time to block it. George! I'm fine. Let's just go. He shoves the mob back as everyone darted off in the opposite direction. Dream points towards a nearby blaze spawner, calling Sapnap to his side. As they both began to farm for the needed blaze rods, George was busy defending the area from the other mobs that have followed you.
Hotman,
Sure.
blaze rods, Hotman.
I honestly can't hear you. You're breaking up. The two different mobs began to multiply as time passed, and you knew you had to help out somehow. This is George, obviously, because we're trying to date him, apparently.
you're ruining the ship.
Toot, toot. You bounded over to George as quickly as you can, swinging your axe at nearby wither skeletons before shoving the others away with your own shield. George looks at you in surprise. Gotta wait. Because CG, and it also gives me a chance to just admire the shading.
Yes.
I still love the name we picked. Because I'm just imagining that we're just a bowl of ramen. Like anime style, our head's just a bowl.
Oh my god.
I'm imagining that, and I love it. I'm just imagining that anime style. Our head is just a bowl of ramen, and our body is a normal human. And I love it because it's hilarious. Does that save your? Does that save your ships?
Don't have no face.
Does that save your ships, Justice? Does that idea save your ships?
Kinda.
Robin, you.
No.
But he was cut off when two more skeletons had bumped against him. You reprimanded him, saying that it isn't the right time to complain about your split-second choices. He silently nodded, working on defending the other two as they handled each other's side. As you handled each other's sides. Blah 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 blah. We have enough. Let's go. You all fought your way through the fortress grounds and went to the nearby netherrack field. As you
Why
dashed.
is George so pretty? Look at him. Gorgeous.
Because he's innocent boy.
Gorgeous.
As you dashed through the terrain, you noticed Dream and the others weren't heading towards the portal. You racked your brain as you wondered why, but remembered that you needed the easiest and quickest way that you all could think of for obtaining nether pearls, and that was through piglin trading.
Yes, we trade piglins.
Yes, we trade them. Whoopush. Give us pearls. Whoopush. You all look for a biome that had enough mobs and were available for trading. Dream holsters over to you guys to dig up a hole to surround at least 2 or 3 piglins. George passes his golden helmet over the Dream as he tosses the gold ingots towards the hog-like humans, leading them over to the hole you all made. With no gold to pass the piglin's taste, the others have begun to run towards everyone else. Sapnap was on one end of the pit, fighting against 2 ghasts that have simultaneously spawned. George was on the other end, fending off other piglins and a few wither skeletons that had followed your group. Dream, make it quick! I'm trying! Dream! Well, we know which one I'm picking. So we're just following the route. I'm honestly kind of curious when we eventually get to him how we can actually get any sort of friendship with Dream, because there's rarely any options where we pick him.
Yeah.
I wonder if it changes if you go after him at the start. Or will there be a route where you can actually help him?
Yeah.
That is going to be interesting. I'm telling you that's going to be interesting when we get there. Making up your mind, you take long strides towards the older male, who seemed to have a tiny bit of trouble fighting off the mobs. Yeah, I don't know why it's speaking like this.
The older male!
Just shush. I'm gonna put you on deafen, I swear.
You deafen me, and you know what will happen.
What will happen?
This much dramatics cannot be contained. You try to contain it, And it will overflow.
All right. You tell George that you can handle the skeletons and have him run around the area as much as he can to stall time for Dream to make a sufficient amount of trades. Sounds like a plan, Ramen. As he then began to run around and lead the other piglins away as you exchanged hits with the wither skeletons in front of you. Everything began to overwhelm you, from the amount of mobs surrounding all of you to the huge amount of pressure you're feeling right now. Sapnap begins to call out, peeved tones seeping out of his voice. Dream! Dream rolled his eyes. Let's go, this way! He was visibly irritated as he was pressured, but hopefully everyone would shrug it off. You all bolted towards the right direction to the portal, the one you finally recognized, and gasped in relief when you spotted the familiar purple particles firing into the air. Dream reaches it first, not entering the vortex, but instead opted out to take a swing at a approaching aggressive piglin mob. Get in, now! Without a second thought, Sapnap and George had entered the portal, their bodies slowly disappearing into the overworld the longer they stayed in it. Yeah. You glanced back at Dream and hesitated. You didn't want to leave him behind. Dream frowned at you. Go! When you didn't budge, Dream had instead pushed you through the portal.
Dream.
Good to know that I'm not alone.
Use that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Died.
I finally got a drink.
Literally died. Like, what the fuck? Why am I bleeding?
Wait, what? Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah. So, like, the other day,
Yeah?
so I was crying, and, like, I was in a really bad place, and I ended up, scraping, my face till it bled,
Mm-hmm.
and it is currently scabbed over, and I just accidentally hit my face against the wall, and it broke the scab,
Oh
and then
no.
there was blood running down my face. Note, this is on my cheek, right under the corner of my eye.
Oh no.
So I just have blood running down my face.
Great. Bandage that up. I'm gonna continue.
Yeah, you do that.
Come back whenever.
I know, I'm still here.
Just like mute up. Take care of yourself. Get well soon. When you came to,
Yeah, fine. I already have a paper towel, so.
When you came to, your first reaction was to frantically check your surroundings. That means for your other companions. I'm here, Ramen. I'm here, Ramen. We're here.
Okay. Rami.
Here we go again. From behind you, you hear Sapnap.
To be Roman!
From behind you, you hear Sapnap and George seemingly out of breath. The older of the two was lying on his back, whilst the other was seated on the nearby grass block, and wiping the sweat from his chin. George's voice wavered as he spoke up. Where's Dream? Your heart sank when you had to explain what had happened before you teleported back into the overworld. They both frowned at this. Of course he would.
Pretty face.
We have to go. Oh, we have to go back. Heck, see if he's still there. We need to help him. Before your argument could get any bigger, Dream had suddenly appeared into the overworld. He landed onto the grass with a harsh thud. Dream! You all rushed over to his side, to which he waved off. Both Sapnap and George helped him up onto his feet. I'm fine. Health check, guys. You all wearily nodded before looking up to your own health bars. George says that he has 4 left. You and Sapnap both have the same amount of 3. Dream had only had half a heart. Oh, shit. Sapnap frowned as George crossed his arms. What happened? What happened to being careful, Dream? Dream waves him off as he pulled out a piece of bread to replenish his hunger. Blah, 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 blah. My health is coming back, blah, blah, blah. All that matters is that we're fine. It was our first and hopefully last time in the Nether. Of course it'd end up messy. You were about to hand him your golden apple, but he noticed and stopped you from doing so. I told you, you need it more than I do. You frowned, but didn't push. You stashed it back into your inventory as Sapnap approached him to craft Eyes of Ender. As they successfully crafted a few, Dream flicked one up. It slowly rises and leans towards one direction before
Just don't die, please.
before ultimately plunging to the ground. The blonde catches it right before it lands and double checks if it had snapped in two. Well, we have our lead. Let's go. You all then fell into step with each other. The walk was quiet, save for the occasional clinking of the nether eyes that came from Dream. It was a bit too quiet for your liking. Check up on who? George. Because that's who you've chosen. I swear. You slowed your pace down to match with George's, who is situated on the very end of your little line of follow the leader. The colorblind male had been munching on his share of bread, effectively replenishing his health. He nods as he swallows his recent bite. Great. I'm all good, Ramen. Thanks for asking. Do you need anything? The only food I've seen you wield was the gapple from way earlier. You shook your head, letting him know that you have your own stash of foods. A little bit of silence fills the space between you two before George spoke up this time. So, do you have any questions, like in general? I just figured that since you've been with us this entire time, might as well get to know each other a bit more. What else do you do outside of this? I'm not really interested in talking. What even got you guys into this mess? I'm curious about the final. 1, 2, 3.
Be back in a sec.
Alright. It was a question that you had stayed in your mind ever since you fell into the realm. How did all of this even start? George seemed not to appreciate this question, since his cheeks and ears were tinged with a rosy pink. About that, it was kinda my fault. It was an error in the code that we were trying to figure out right then. I activated it before Dream told me to, just to check if it would work properly, and all of a sudden, we woke up in this world. Maybe I should have tested it. He sheepishly answered, regret tracing his voice. You reassure him that whatever he had done wasn't his fault. It was just a weird glitch in the system that had transported all of you into the game. No person can actually pull that off intentionally. George looks at you properly before giving you a small smile as he understood your intentions. He thanks you, but his voice was now as low as a whisper. Everyone stopped walking when Dream halted in his tracks. It's down here, he announces as he whipped out his pickaxe, beginning to mine away through the ground. George and Sapnap had gone to do the same thing on either side of him, so he decided to follow through and mimic their actions in front of the hole Dream had made. You continue to dig deeper, not even paying attention until you realize you dug through the stronghold ceiling and fell through. Ow. Robin! You dealt a bit of damage to yourself thanks to your clumsiness. Dream had safely landed with a water MLG, and so did George, although... Sure. Although he let his water spread out a bit for Sapnap to land safely in. Need to drink again. You're gonna give us a heart attack, Robin. Be careful next time. You let out a sheepish chuckle. You let out a sheepish chuckle as you pulled out an apple from your inventory and proceeded to munch on it to regen. There we go. I haven't heard these terms in a while. You all took a better look at which part of the stronghold you guys were located in. You all realized that you were in the middle of it, with 3 pathways. The end portal, the library, and a way to another hallway. Sapnap lets out a huff. Huh, lucky. Justice would call this out in a heartbeat.
She would.
Because this is really peeping lucky. Again. It's like, we have plot armor. We are the main character.
Hello, YN.
You patted off the remaining dirt off your clothes as Dream began going towards the portal room, getting rid of the silverfish spawner before starting on filling in the gaps of the portal itself. Sapnap scratches his head before heading off to the empty hallway that led to an iron door. I'll go over here if you need to check on. I'll go over here and check if there's any stuff I can grab before we enter. Same, I'll check over here. You were then left to your own devices yet again. George went down the hall. George went down the hall, right?
Did he?
I think so. Ship! Oh, there's a back button. I win.
You got the right one?
Wait, no. I don't win still. Ship. Nah. And there was no previous save, so we're stuck with this. Okay.
Sapnap went down the hallway. I just rechecked.
From the sounds of it, it sounded like... Okay. Fine.
Librera.
I am sorry. Hey, I hope we're getting to the end of this. He shoots you a grin, appreciating your company. You both walk down the empty corridor to find a chest in between a bunch of slabs. Bingo. He opens up the chest decidedly to find a bunch of rails, coal, and 3 pieces of bread. Sapnap stashes the bread before closing its lid and leaning onto the chest. He seems unsettled. You think we can take a breather? Stay here for a second? Everything's just so overwhelming. I need to catch myself for a bit. You nodded, staying on the slab next to the chest. You hear Sapnap heave a long sigh. Ramen? You turn to him, his face unsure. I hope you don't mind me, rambling, sort of. I don't normally... Oh, wow. History! I want to read that. I don't normally... I could say I'm usually affectionate with my friends, but that's off topic. Sapnap inhales deeply before correcting himself. What I mean is, Ramen, I think you're really cool, and I don't normally say these things out loud, but I just thought I'd let you know. I wonder, does anything else matter before this moment? Is this moment the only one that matters? Anyway, friend zone. Just insta friend zone. Sapnap lets out a soft giggle. I'm glad we're on the same page then. He reaches over and ruffles your hair playfully, to which you swatted at his hand. He lets out a chuckle. Sapnap then steps away and stretches his arms out. Let's head back, yeah? George is probably back from the library by now, and Dream's definitely done with filling up the portal. You agreed and followed him back towards the portal room.
Can I just say this real quick?
What?
Sapnap is also so freaking pretty!
Yes. Dare. As everyone started to regroup, the quiet humming of the finished end portal echoes out. Nervously, Sapnap speaks. Any encouraging words before we hop in? When George meets your gaze, his face was slightly tinted pink. So we may get your wish after all. I may have been wrong, but I still feel like that last choice might be the only one that mattered, or at least the one that majorly mattered to an ending.
Yeah.
Because that felt like just like the shot and the options itself.
Yeah. That was definitely the seal it or deal it moment.
Yeah. I think we messed up and we got the friendship ending.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well,
I'm
we'll
so
see how
sad.
this goes. We'll see how this goes. Me? You want me to... All three of you had simply encouraged him with smiles on your faces. George sighs, shaking his head a bit before looking back at all... looking back at all of you with a smile on his own face. Alright then. I know most of this was my fault. Well, but there's no time to dwell on that now. What matters is that we're close to what's probably the solution, and that we'll all be able to escape this realm and return back home. Everyone had given each other affirming glances, reassuring one another that they're ready before staring down towards the black vortex. In we go! You gripped your axe and shield. You gripped on the axe and shield you were wielding, your nerves making you feel all jittery. On 3, Sapnap shakily breathes. 1, 2, and everyone began to run up. 3! You braced yourself as the discomfort of teleporting began to set in. You covered your mouth as you landed on the obsidian. You covered your mouth as you landed on the obsidian platform, trying to get a hold of yourself. George shakes his head as he checks on everyone right before landing. Ramen, are you okay? You waved him off, coughing as you do so. It doesn't particularly convince him, but he trusts you enough to regain your balance. Trust you enough to regain your balance yourself. Okay. Dream and Sapnap seem to have gotten used to the feeling of teleporting as they appear fine. We've only done it once! That is some great adaptation. Don't you think? Alright. You struggled to get back on your feet as you began to build your way towards the center of the island where the dragon was situated. You got yourself on your feet and caught up with him. Go ahead and push towards the dragon. I'll take care of the ender crystals. Make every shot count, George. Of course. He runs off to the sides as he's already begun aiming at the top of the pillars. Dream turns to you. Me and Sapnap will go ahead and land attacks on the Ender Dragon. You steer clear from her, alright? Kill some Endermen and grab the pearls they drop so you can then filter them to us or use them for yourself if you have to flee. You obliged, staying to the outer ring of the island as the two childhood friends rushed towards the middle. You dared to make eye contact with the tall, void-like mobs to aggravate them. It proved effective as they began to open...
Premarital eye contact!
Eye contact! Oh!
Premarital eye contact! What's next? Premarital hand-holding?
I have no idea what's going on now. I really hope that you and Justice were able to come through on this. Just because it'll feel so weird if like I'm talking and laughing and you guys aren't able to be heard. I really hope it came out. It proved effective as they began to open their mouths. Their irritating buzzing getting louder as they launched themselves at your shield. You shoved them away and attempted to land hits on them, whilst taking caution of any of their attacks that managed to get too near to you. After taking at least 2 hits from the mob, you counted the amount of ender pearls you gained whilst eating some bread to regain your health. Seeing that you've gotten quite a lot, you quickly jumped into the middle to throw some to Dream and Sapnap. Thanks, Ramen. Sapnap manages to catch all of it, tossing the other half towards the blonde who had just landed his water MLG. Still don't get this. After a few more minutes of combat, it seems that the Ender Dragon's health had depleted until halfway. George had done his job of shooting all the healing crystals. You were busy looking around for the older male when the dragon had launched a fireball near you. You had only heard a soft...
Male.
Yeah, I don't... There's so many words for like guy.
Why does it sound like something you'd hear in like an Omegaverse fanfiction?
I don't
The
know.
older male.
I don't know, and I don't know what that is.
You don't want to know what it is.
Then keep me in the dark.
Well, Omegaverse is.
I'm muting you now.
JK, I would never do that to my dude.
You would
That
only...
would just be. That would be too much. Too much too soon.
You would corrupt me too much. You had only heard a soft thudding sound, and before you knew it, you were surrounded by purple particles that had begun to burn you. Oh, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I apparently turned back time. Ramen! Use the Ender Pearl. Get out there. Get out there. You fumble. You okay? You fumble over the items in your inventory, finally stumbling over the sphere-like object and throwing it away to somewhere safer. Your breath was shaky and in short puffs as you teleported. You looked up to your health bar to see that you had 2.5 hearts left. Robin, are you okay? You wanted to reassure them that you're fine, even a wave of your hand. But the required effort But the required effort to do as such was too much for you, and ended up making you feel a lot more lightheaded. George, we need you. Being the nearest one to you, George glances back at you worriedly. You shook your head in an attempt to tell him to go help the others. George furrowed his eyebrows together before turning away and ran towards the middle. I'm right here. We need your help in keeping the dragon away from Robin. Got it. Right. Dream was the sole person out of everyone in your group who have experienced being on half a heart, and you were close. To say it hurt was sugarcoating it. You felt excruciating pain as your heart tried to make up for the blood that you've lost from the recent situation. As you breathed heavily, you fiddled around for the golden apple that had stayed in your inventory the entire time. The last time you glanced... We did not die yet.
We died?
No, we didn't. Shush. The last time you glanced at the dragon's health bar, it was nearly finished. Just a few critical hits and it would be over. You sighed as you took your time, finally being able to fish it out from your belongings. Blah, 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 blah. You were about to eat it when you heard a bellowing noise from above. The Ender Dragon was coming right at you. Ramen! You froze up and shut your eyes tight as you braced yourself for what was about to happen. You heard a noise of a hit, but you didn't feel any pain. You opened your eyes and saw...
Man,
We got an ending!
what ending?
I don't know, but we've definitely gotten one of your George endings.
We did.
Sparkles. The pretty sparkles.
It's the George friendship ending.
You think?
Yeah.
George, who had his bow up and fired the last arrow at the dragon that had been the only one that had only been one hit away. The dragon screeches as it levitates up, light protruding from its body as it slowly
Why is George so fucking pretty?
disintegrates. I don't
This
know,
art
but
style is so fucking pretty. The goggles make no sense. The clout goggles make no sense, but so pretty.
Huh.
And, like,
As it slowly
I'm not
disintegrates.
attracted to it in the sense that, as a person, I just find the art aesthetically pleasing.
As it slowly disintegrates into specks and particles and EXP points. And right then, a sound effect that echoes about from George himself. GeorgeNotFound has made the achievement, Free the End. Da, 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 da. Everything was silent
Here
before...
we go!
Everything was silent before all three of them began to whoop loudly. Oh my god, George, you did it! Yeah, that's our boy! I think that was the most emotion I've put into a performance yet. George was then lifted in the air by the two, the male himself laughing loudly as they cheered. Please use a different word than male! Please, I beg you.
Even just use the word man. Man, boy, guy.
Or just
Person.
name. Just his name. Use any other word, I beg you. After a whole while of being stunned, you let out your share of giggles. The boys turned around to stare as they heard you laugh. Their faces softened as they lowered the older male down, approaching you. God, be a bit again. Dream and Sapnap.
George is an old man. He's the
Shush.
eldest of all of them.
Shush, I will leave the call. Dream and Sapnap helped you up to your feet, and George passes you the golden apple you dropped. Be careful with your things next time, okay, Ramen? He smiles at you as you nodded, your face blushing at your clumsiness last minute that had caused you to be endangered in the first place. You mutter a small thanks whilst proceeding to nibble on the fruit, to which his smile only grew sweeter at.
Nibble, nibble.
Alright, let's go home, guys. Dream hollers out. Sapnap approaches him, slinging his arm around him in some weird side hug. They both laughed as they make their way towards the middle. You, on the other hand, had taken slow strides towards George. He seems to have noticed that you felt nervous. Hey, it'll be okay. We'll make it back home once we enter the portal. His tone was soft, comforting. You were thankful for him understanding your feelings as you both made your way to the portal. You stared down at the black, swirling vortex. The particles swirling around and mixing with hints of teal. On three, everyone grinned at him. 1, 2, 3. You woke up on your bedroom floor, clutching at your throbbing head. It seemed that you had fallen over your chair. You hear your phone buzzing from your desk. Groaning, you crawled over to check what your notifications were going off for. For the first few spams, it had been from your friends who were apparently late for your Hypixel game together with them. The most recent one was, GeorgeNotFound went live, fixing my chair. GeorgeNotFound. George. Minecraft. The realm. You quickly pressed on the notification, the stream's audio booming out of your phone's speakers. Sorry guys! I know we were supposed to be doing a Minecraft challenge right now, but our connections did some sort of blip, and now my chair's wrecked. Don't get how that's connected. The chat roars in laughter, finding it hilarious that he had fallen out of his chair to the point of breaking it. Wow, chat. You guys aren't feeling nice tonight, huh? Your heartbeat is racing again. You impulsively sent a dono to try and catch his attention. He stops holding the pieces that belong to his chair to check on the donation. Okay, who just donoed? Okay, jeez. History. Okay, who just donoed? Thank you for the dono. No. You think you're so funny, huh? George stopped himself when he read your username. Ramen. Hold on. DM me on Twitter. Do you have the same user? You had to be quick. You knew how fast people can be at taking names and usernames and impersonating people. You immediately transferred to Twitter, the stream turning into a picture-in-picture form and situating itself at the bottom corner of your phone, and sent him a message. George, it's me. Do you remember everything? The Minecraft realm, the library, the Ender Dragon? Your heart rate picks up as you anxiously wait for a response. You hope you were quick enough. You heard his quick typing noises from his stream as the chat zoomed by from your name, with your name combined with a bunch of question marks, asking who you were. And then suddenly, someone joined the call. Dream! George, what the hell are you doing? It's ramen! What do you mean it's ramen? Mute your mic on stream. You idiot! This is great. This is just great. The audio came from both Dream and George's mic. The audio from both Dream and George's mic have been silenced. And then suddenly, you have a notification bleep on Twitter. Hey, I remember you, Ramen. Do you want to hang out on MC later, after I fix my chair? Maybe do a challenge and record it? You hesitated, remembering what he said. Immediately, he added another response. I'll proofread the code this time, don't worry. I'll do 2. 3 times. I'll even get Dream and Sapnap to do it. You let out an amused chuckle as you typed in a reply. It's okay, George. Of course I'll play with you after your stream. We're gonna be playing at 2 a.m. because this is gonna take a while. Oh, cool. Okay, hey, cool, can't wait. You smiled so widely that your eyes shut, bringing your phone close to your chest. I can't wait for the challenge.
It all it feels.
We got the friendship end!
Hey!
Okay, what's happening now? Oh! A new player! Interesting. You must be Ramen. I'm XD. I'm in charge of everything in between here. It seems like you've unlocked an ending. That's really cool. Say, if you could unlock everyone's endings, maybe you can help me with a secret code. I've been seeing an opening here and there, but I'm having some trouble in achieving the code I need. Maybe it'll benefit you too. And then, it'll be up to you if you'd like to help me. It'd be really cool if you do. Until then, I'll see you next time. Well,
Exy is adorable.
yes, I know. So cute.
Like, his little face.
The little blob.
Little blob. With cute little dot eyes.
Well, I'm probably gonna have a snack now.
Yeah.
See you later. I'll text you and Justice again to set up the next date eventually.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Night, girls.
Bye-bye.
You guys have fun.
Yep, and I'm not off stream yet, so shush. Hey, thank you for joining the stream. I know it was kinda hectic. But I hope that anyone who was willing to join us today would be willing to join us again some other time. Thank you.